Hello, my name is Kevin. This is the Eurosteppin podcast. I'd like to introduce you to my boy. What's your name, my guy?
Samir Woods.
Is it is it a purse? I've been questioning for so long. Is it a purse?
It's a bag.
No! I've been telling everyone it's a purse. I know the lip
No,
gloss was outside, but I couldn't believe it.
it's definitely a bag, bro.
How have you been?
I'm alright, man. You?
I've been stressed. School's been hard, and then my AC and my car just blew today. I had an appointment with Firestone and they didn't get me in, so I have to try and go tomorrow and hope they can fix it.
What the fuck?
Yes, so it's very hot in my car and it was raining as I was driving home, so I couldn't even have the windows down. It was pretty ass, if I were to say so.
Sorry to hear that.
It's all good. Um, yeah. Uh, so sports. I would like you to talk about the UFC because I know Usman is really good, but I don't know exactly like how good. Like I don't know what a
We're not
comparison.
we're not doing this again. I told you comparisons in UFC do
Yeah,
not work.
yeah.
So we aren't doing that.
Okay.
And then two, I I didn't really even watch the fights this past weekend.
Mm,
Yeah, I can't really speak on it too much because I only saw highlights.
yeah.
So
I wish they could show like more of the clip, but I guess UFC just waits a long time to post them for like pay-per-view purposes. But
Well, if you have their service for like $10 a month, you can watch it 30 days after it comes out. So
mm, it
yeah.
it definitely like by the sounds of it sounded like a good fight and everything, and just a last minute shocker. Um, But yeah, I mean, I was shocked whenever I saw it just because I know how big that name is. I know Usman. I believe he has the strongest punch in history. Um,
No.
no, was it not him?
You are confusing the wrong African guy.
Fuck, which African guy am I thinking of?
Francis Ngannou.
That is indeed who I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that is two totally different body types, bro.
God damn. Well, I know Usman was good. That's as far as I know then. Um,
Yeah, he's good. But seriously, stop asking me for
bro, I'm sorry.
comparisons with UFC. It doesn't work
I
because
want to
everything you want.
understand.
No, then just watch the damn fights,
There
bro.
are too many names and they keep rotating.
Just watch the damn fights and learn because I'm not gonna have you try to say or have me compare something that doesn't even make sense. Like apples to oranges. What the hell?
They can be compared. I hate
No, they
that.
can't.
You can compare an apple to an orange.
You're a fucking loser.
Fuck you. Oh man, fine. Yes, Usman lost. I think he lost to a guy named Edwards. I don't know his first name.
Leon Edwards.
Leon Edwards. I should give him the respect he deserves. He is champion. Um, moving on to some basketball. Have you seen Kevin Durant?
If I'm being honest, I'm very out the loop on everything right now. I did see that, but I mean, I wasn't actually expecting him to leave, bro. They can't trade him for anybody, so it's like, what the hell is he gonna do?
Yeah, it's such a
He
rough
doesn't he
position.
doesn't have a choice. Like,
Yeah, he signed a 4 year deal. He has I believe he has 3 years left on the deal, including this year. But yeah, he's staying. Um, your guy Patrick Beverly put out a tweet today, basically just saying he's upset. He's like,
no,
um,
that was stupid. Go ahead and explain it, and then let me tell you why it's stupid.
all right, I'll say what he's saying, and then I'll translate Patrick Beverly's words to the
What?
masses. He says, "Y'all can sit and don't say nothing, but that ain't cool. It's dudes with families out here. who haven't got a job because of this KD shit. And to be on and off ain't cool. I think it then says blessing gang, but it cuts off there. Um, basically,
No, you missed a whole section of that. You missed how Katie came at him and was like, "This is my fault,"
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
and then Patrick Beverly said he wasn't even talking about him. So who the fuck are you
yeah.
talking
No,
about,
easy.
Patrick Beverly? Because I know you weren't talking about Cash Doll being KD, fam.
He's
So
he's talking about the possibility of JJ Reddick coming back.
no, that
Yeah,
doesn't even make sense.
yeah. KD, whenever he saw that, he replied to the tweet saying hashtag blame KD. Obviously, like they have a rivalry and everything. Everyone knows Patrick Beverly's talking about him. There's not a chance he's talking about anybody else in the world unless there's some big hockey thing that happened and he's a big Minnesota Wild fan. Um, but yeah, it's rough. Obviously, yeah, maybe some people are sitting there waiting to get a job because of the KD issue, but that doesn't mean they're not going to get a job now. It just means the contract took a little bit longer, um, which they should have money still to be fine. I think Patrick Beverly just likes to have a say in everything, just like a big perk. Um, and this is him just trying to make his say in this matter.
Yeah, it was a pretty stupid interaction.
Incredibly. Patrick Beverly is just, he's one of those guys, it looks like after his basketball career, he's going to be an analyst. And it seems like he's going to be a hater of an analyst. He's going to be the guy that upsets everyone. So he can go that way if he would like. I think the KD situation is fine. He was unhappy. They're unable to find a trade suitor, so they met with KD individually. The owner, the GM, and Steve Nash, the coach, were all there along with KD and his agent. They all sat down. They talked about everything that they needed to talk about, and they were able to get something done to be able to keep him there, which in turn also most likely keeps Kyrie there for at least the foreseeable future. I think it's good. I'm happy about it. It keeps the league not absolutely shaken up. I mean, the Gobert trade did that. There was the Dejounte trade, and I feel like there was another really big trade that I'm forgetting happening.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, there was a lot this off season, so I'm good with it ending there. KD might get traded next off season whenever there's less of a contract, so technically less valuable. But for right now, he's staying put. Um, in terms of basketball, I don't know. Did you see Chet Holmgren tweaked his ankle playing in one of the pro-ams?
Yeah, he did it against LeBron.
Yeah, it makes it interesting because it seems like this year the pro-am, like a lot of players were going to pro-ams and stuff. I wonder if this injury will slow it down a little bit as of course, like you have to worry about something like that if you see LeBron just going out to a program. Like, who's to say one dude just isn't like I'm absolutely locking down LeBron, and by doing that he breaks LeBron's ankle. Like, you got to be safe with your players. So you might see less players doing proams after this, but it has been a lot of fun seeing them go out, show up for these proams. Um, Yeah. It seems like that's mostly all that's happening in basketball. I'm trying to go through just things for basketball, but that's about it. Do you have anything basketball related to bring up?
No, no, I don't.
Mm, all right. Um, so we can go on to basketball or baseball. I don't know if you saw Aaron Judge hit a home run today. That puts him at a 63 home run pace. Um, depending on who you want, if you want to take out steroid guys, that pace would lead him to beat Roger Maris, which would be the home run record guy if you take out the steroid era guys. If you don't take out the steroid era guys, obviously you have Barry Bonds who had 73 in one season. But 63 nonetheless, if he reaches that mark, is an absolutely incredible year. We haven't seen that in a very long time. I believe the closest we've gotten in recent history was 59 by Giancarlo Stanton, his teammate. So absolutely insane what's happening in New York with Aaron Judge.
Yeah, dude's on a rampage.
We saw one of
I
his home
just saw the
runs,
video.
right? He hit one against the Rays.
Yeah, yeah, he did, unfortunately.
Didn't the Rays end
Um,
up winning that game though?
yeah.
Just a little blemish to the game. Um, I'm going to get to the Fernando Tatis trade after, or not trade, situation after a little bit more of things. Walker Bueller, he's going to get Tommy John. Very big loss for the Dodgers this season, of course. But hopefully next season he comes back stronger. One of the best young pitchers in the game, so it's very sad not seeing him there. It's very sad that he won't be playing baseball in the October this year, but I hope he comes back stronger. And yeah, it's definitely Tommy John recently like has been very successful for people. It's helping them get back and being better than they ever have really been. I've seen debates about people getting Tommy John before drafts, before you get drafted, because your likelihood of getting another Tommy John surgery go down, your efficiency goes up whenever you get it. It's just if the Tommy John is needed again for a second time, that's where you see a really big dip in play. So we'll see if that happens. I've seen a lot of debate about it. I think it's obviously a very bad decision to get a non-needed surgery, but if that's what pitchers decide they need to get to the next level, which is the MLB, uh, that's on them. Um, and then Albert Pujols is absolutely insane. I know we were texting about it earlier. I did some quick maths, and he should, based on how his season's going, probably finish 1 to 2 home runs short of 700. And you were talking about how you want him to continue next season if that is the case, but he also said if he doesn't reach 700 this year, that this is his last year. He's not going to come back for it, which definitely is sad. I would love to see the machine hit 700. I've seen him hit so many home runs, definitely whenever he was on the Cardinals against the Cubs. One of the best to play the game. I really hope he can reach that 700 mark. Really, just to truly solidify how great he's been throughout his career.
Nah, he needs to come back next year. I
It's
need him to DH somewhere.
someone will have to pay him $2.5 million just to play like 20 games.
Why not?
Oh,
Why not?
we'll see. He signs in like fucking uh Kansas City playing pointless baseball just to get the 700 mark. They just sign
That's
him to
fine.
put butts in seats to try and see the 700.
I'm fine with that. I am
um,
totally fine with that.
Speaking of home runs, Bryce Harper, everyone's favorite baseball player. He hit a home run today in his AAA rehab assignment. He's been looking really good in his rehab, so that's very exciting news for the Phillies. Right now, they let me see what their percentage is to make the playoffs. So the Phillies' chances to make the playoffs right now are 75.1. Obviously, adding a MVP caliber player such as Bryce Harper will help that go up. Right now, they're basically battling with San Diego and Milwaukee for that last wild card spot behind Atlanta. So we'll see. I think whenever Bryce Harper comes back, I think they'll just solidify that spot. Um, And that helps us transition to San Diego. I mean, this Tatis shit is absolutely wild. Um, have you just been hearing about all of it happening?
Yeah, that's like one of the few things I'm actually up up to date with sports wise is Tatis.
Yeah, it's a really upsetting situation. No matter if you're a Tatis fan, you're a San Diego fan, you're a baseball fan, you're losing 80 games of Tatis for him making a very dumb decision whenever he hasn't even played baseball this year for him making a very dumb decision before the season. Um, yeah, it's really sad. He keeps trying to blame it on other stuff and then gets proven false. He just made a dumb mistake trying to come back early from his rehab, taking a performance enhancing drug. And yep, now he gets an 80 game suspension. Padres are pissed at him. They just traded for Juan Soto, expecting Tatis to come back this season before the playoffs. And yeah, he's just hurting everybody in San Diego with this. I might start just saying free Juan Soto again. Who knows? Um, he said during this time he is going to get a shoulder surgery. Um, because he's going to be missing 40 games next season as well, so he'll have time to recover. So I guess hopefully whenever the 80 games is up, he'll be actually playing baseball again. But we'll see. I never know when Tatis will be playing baseball at this point.
Yeah, Tatis is just stupid at this point. Like
Yeah.
I don't have anything to say. He's just an idiot.
What do you think you do in a situation like that? Like everyone in the clubhouse is pissed off at him, like, but he's such a good talent. Like, can you trade a Tatis? Would any team want to trade for Tatis with how his track record has been since entering the MLB?
I mean, trading him would just be stupid. You just keep him and then you just have him fix his fucking problems.
I don't know if I trust him to fix his problems. Like Tatis is an amazing baseball player who needs to be on the field. It's just it feels like it's dumb mistake after dumb mistake continually happening with him. And it's really sad because very promising career being ruined by these dumb mistakes. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. He's. I mean, I wouldn't trade him, but give him a shorter rope.
yeah, I could possibly see a restructuring of his contract to have this like injury clause or some type of clause in it that like they don't have to pay as much money or something because it's absolutely insane how many games he's missed since signing that contract. Um, Big news here, actually. Mike Trout just hit his 1,500th hit of his career. He did it in Tropicana just now. Um, there's crazy things going on with the Angels, too. I don't know if you've heard, but it looks like they're most likely going to be getting bought this offseason. So they're going to get a new, I guess they call it a governor now, since they don't want to use the word owner. Um, but it's very interesting because it opens the door. Jeff Passan said opens the door for a Shohei trade with this new owner coming in. Um, Angels have an insanely high payroll. I guess this guy that's about to buy them is a cheap owner. They're assuming. Um, so there's a chance just big cuts made. I hope it doesn't turn into another Oakland Athletic situation where they just go absolutely shit. Um, but we'll see. If Shohei gets traded, that's incredible. I don't know what that trade package can look like because that's a all-star level hitter, all-star level pitcher getting traded at this just all in one. So a package for that would have to look absolutely incredible. I know he is 27, 28, but still, if you can just get 8 years out of this guy with how incredible he is on both sides, um, it's a good deal for you.
You would have to trade away like your whole damn team.
I I wonder, like, I guess obviously the Dodgers, Yankees are going to be front runners for that. Um, I just like Yankees. I guess if you guys are okay with Anthony Volpe, Jason Dominguez, like all your top guys going, the Dodgers, I'd assume like maybe a Trey Turner's in there. Some wild trade packages. I assume we're going to be seeing put on Bleacher Report soon because they always love to get in these and put dumb trades. Um, but yeah, as far as baseball, it's just preparing for the off season at this point. Everyone's battling that's still up for contention. Um, we're about we're to the point where about half the teams are for the most part eliminated, and the other half are still competing for spots. For the National League, it looks like the people competing are the Mets, Braves, Phillies, St. Louis, Milwaukee, the Dodgers, and San Diego. Expect the other teams to be calling up minor leaguers just to get them some experience, some at bats. Um, these guys will continue to be battling and just beating up on the shitty teams. In the AL, you got the Yankees, the Rays, Toronto. Um, it looks like the Central is very open, but only one team's going to make it out between Cleveland, Minnesota, Chicago White Sox. And then in the West, you have Houston, Seattle. Um, Once again, the teams I didn't name, expect them to bring some minor leaguers up. I do want to talk about Boston a little bit because they still don't have Xander Bogaerts re-signed. Such an amazing player. Um, and I feel like you have to trade him at this point. I know before the season, it was released that he said he doesn't see himself being in a Boston uniform next season. I agree with that, and I don't know where Xander Bogaerts fits or goes. Maybe like a Seattle, or if Milwaukee wants to try and make a move for him. But it's just if you're going to play this bad of baseball and you have guys like Xander Bogaerts, you have Rafael Devers, they're just chilling. Like you have to make moves to try and rebuild for your future. You can't just have this happening. Along with just having a very confusing trade deadline, they traded Christian Vasquez and nobody else, which makes no sense. You trade your all star catcher and nobody else with him, so it's not like you get any huge prospect packages added to it because catchers aren't very valued like they should be. But it's very interesting in Boston. Um, but yeah, baseball's starting to come to a close. We're about to get to the September call ups, and from then we basically have a month of baseball before the playoffs hit.
Yeah, I'm just waiting on basketball, to be honest.
Yeah, the video game comes out in like 15 days or so, so once that hits, everyone kind of just focuses on 2K for a bit until the World Series hits at least. Um, but yeah, um, in terms of other sports, I like there's the NFL going on. The only really big NFL thing that I'm seeing happening is just the QB battle in San Francisco. It seems like it's a daily push about who do you start between Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo, and then with that, if you do choose Trey Lance, where does Jimmy Garoppolo get traded? Because you can't just have that guy sitting on your bench. Um, Personally, I think at this point they should just go with Trey Lance. I don't think Jimmy G makes them that much more of a competitor. He's a really good quarterback, but I feel like it's more important to get Trey Lance those snaps and everything, get him more accustomed with Debo Samuel, George Kittle, and everything like that to try and make a run at the playoffs in maybe 2 years or so. I just don't think Jimmy Garoppolo can bring you to the Super Bowl, so what's the point of keeping him at that point?
I feel like they have this conversation every offseason about Jimmy Garoppolo.
Every
And it
offseason,
doesn't
he is
it,
on
it,
the
it
trading
doesn't
block.
make sense. It's like either you're fucking confident in the guy or you're not in trade. They have this I don't care about football and yet I've heard this conversation the past 2, 3 off seasons. It doesn't make fucking sense.
Yeah, which is insane because he's a really good quarterback. I think his issue, he doesn't play a lot of games. Let's see. So right now his overall career record is 33 and 14, an absolutely amazing record. Um, but with that, last year he played only 15 of the 17 games. The year before that, he only played 6 of the 16 games. And then before that, 16 games he managed to play a full season. And then year before that, he played 3 of the 16 games. So he just has a lot of injury concerns. He keeps getting injured. Um, Last season, along with 2019, he showed that he can be healthy, but 2020 he got hurt again. So it's just due to his injury concerns, it's hard to keep him there. But if he's playing football, he's a winning quarterback. He's 33-14 in his career. Um, yeah, it's very interesting. Um, I don't. Well, I guess the Seahawks could be a big guy because Seahawks right now their QB battles between Geno Smith and Drew Lock. So there's not a lot going on there. But I also don't know what a Jimmy G trade package looks like because I don't know the value of NFL draft picks or anything like that. It seems like it changes every single year, which I understand based on the draft class, but there's like just no structure to it at all, in my opinion, from what I've seen in trades.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong person.
Yeah, it's we'll see. I guess if it happens, we'll talk about it because that's a big sport event. But NFL quarterback situations are very interesting. I was looking at a thing that had the current NFL starting quarterbacks. Um, I just want to go over some that are absolutely insane to me. Um, so some obviously obvious ones like Baltimore with Lamar, Buffalo with Josh Allen, Cincinnati Joe Burrow. Cleveland has the interesting situation of Deshaun Watson, where Jacoby Brissett will take over for 11 games while he serves his suspension. NFL absolutely disgusting for what they did. Yes, they extended his suspension from 6 to 11 games, but the only reason it wasn't 12 or more, week 12 they play the Houston Texans. So the NFL is just sitting him until it's time to make big money off of his game. So fuck you NFL at the same time. Um, Denver Broncos traded for Russell Wilson. Houston Texans, Davis Mills, I guess. It's Houston. Colts, Matt Ryan. Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence. Chiefs. I'm just trying to find some wild names. Steelers, right now, they're choosing between Mitchell Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, the rookie, and racist ass Mason Rudolph. As a Bears fan, I don't trust Mitch Trubisky. Kenny Pickett, he has the word pick in his name. And then Mason Rudolph, once again, racist. So, uh, Steelers, good luck there. Um, Falcons, just Marcus Mariota right now is the day one starter for the Falcons. That's an absolutely wild name to hear. I feel like you were still watching football whenever Marcus Mariota was a big name.
Yeah, that's when I stopped watching football,
You saw that man catch his own pass, and you're like, okay, I'm done with this.
basically.
um, Jared Goff with the Lions, still just a baffling name to hear on the Lions. Jameis Winston with the Saints, I wish him all the luck in the world. I love Jameis. Um, yeah, Drew Lock, Geno Smith in Seattle. And then Carson Wentz with the Commanders. I didn't know he was with the Commanders. I think you and Brandon were saying that happened early on. I forgot completely about that trade. Um, But yeah, the NFL is absolutely shaken up. I don't know where most people are anymore. I just know the Bears suck, and we're gonna continue to suck until we get an offensive line. Um,
Uh, y'all are fucking trash.
did you see the field the other night?
No.
It looked like a middle school like type field that you'd see just like trashy ass grass and everything, and it's on an NFL field. Um, they basically got told by the NFL that they don't fix it by week one, they're going to get like a massive fine and have to like replace it all anyway. So they just went ahead and replaced the grass. They're just trying to hurt Justin Fields at this point. Like you can't have a your future quarterback playing on that field week in week out, trying to run and make plays. He's going to trip on a patch of bad grass and destroy his knees, his ankles. So I hope they either get a new stadium. I hope they get new owners because their owners suck. Um, but yeah, fuck Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I feel. Um,
All right.
sports wise, I think that's mostly everything. Shout out O'Neal Cruz. Shout out Jazz Chisholm. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
All right. With that, another great week. Hope to see y'all soon. Um, shout out Mike Trout, 1,500. Shout out the machine, Albert Pujols, doing what he always does, hitting home runs. Um, but yeah, see y'all. Have a good week.
Fuck your week.
Fuck you.